Hey everybody, Derek Ward here, licensed marriage and family therapist. Today, I come to you with no makeup, with no crazy background. Today, I want to talk to you about the very real issues on the Radical Mental Health Sub. And before I do that, I just want to say to the people that are on the Radical Mental Health Sub, to the 4,800 members, y'all, not all of you are wrong. I know that people come into this forum and they have you second guessing your points of view, second guess the way that you think, second guessing yourself. And there's no need to. You are not wrong. The world is just not ready to accept the truth of these things. And so when we have people coming in brigading, I have a new way that I'm going to start dealing with that. Urging people to find new ways to combat mental health problems is fine. Giving advice to people with mental health problems is fine. Keeping an open mind and questioning authority is fine. What's not fine is perpetuating the idea that mental health issues aren't real, or that professionals in the field aren't to be trusted. This subreddit's goal seems noble. The people here seem like they just want to help other people live their best lives. However, doing this by ignoring and condemning the words of experts is irresponsible. It's incredibly easy to get sucked into this sub's echo chamber. The same ideas are perpetuated over and over and over again, without anyone going against the grain. For a subreddit founded on rejecting popular and established ideas, it sure doesn't do a good job of letting new ideas in. The posts on this sub feel more like propaganda than advice. This community is founded on the principle of keeping unwanted views out. The advice given here is genuinely harmful. I feel sorry for those who stumble upon this community and get sucked into its echo chamber. On the slim chance this makes it past the most team, I urge everyone here to step away from this community for a bit and gain a different perspective. Not only am I going to not delete this message, I'm going to give it an award. I'm going to give it an award because I'm dead. I'm deceased because this is such bullshit. This is such bullshit. Yeah, get out of here, dude. You know what's so great about this? How about this? I'm gonna copy this. And I'm going to, I don't know, have a little bit of fun. How about? Okay, so let's see what happens. Ooh, boy, we'll have to come back and check on this. Okay, same post, I got a comment from someone who said, because in the video, I do say that you need to get away from here with your straight white male bullshit. Now, when I use that phrase, I am not saying that every single white person who is straight and is a male is a bad person. I am using that phrase in the same way that we use the phrase Karen, in the same way that we use generalized anxiety disorder to label a group of individuals to identify a commonality between them. And I believe that there's a commonality between the people that come in this forum. Not that they're all straight white males, they have that energy. Straight white male bullshit? Not sure where that comes into any of this. I gotta say, your other recent video does a much better job at defending the subreddit. This one doesn't paint a very mentally stable picture in comparison. I don't mean for this to be saying you have problems. I'm guessing it's just a bit for your show or something. But as someone here for the first time, I can give a more objective view. And I'm scared that this video will only perpetuate the idea that the people in this sub have a treatment disorder. What? First off, I don't need to defend this subreddit. I'm not trying to paternalize the people in this subreddit. They can take care of themselves. In fact, if they grew up in environments where people just let themselves heal and just didn't mess with them, they would be fine. Secondly, your other recent video, what other recent video? Could you please link me to it? I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't think time works in the way that you think it works. This one doesn't paint a very mentally stable picture in comparison. Well then, don't watch actors. Don't watch any movies ever, because those people are perpetually mentally unstable. You're just using harsh language because you don't like what I'm saying. The coolest thing in here here though is when you tell on yourself. I can give a more objective view. No, you can't. No, you can't at all. This post shows that you haven't read anything. You're not even being objective because you got upset at me saying straight white male bullshit. If you're being objective and you understand the society that I sent that message in and what we're talking about, you know that I'm not talking about all straight white males. I wouldn't be a therapist if it wasn't for a straight white male. Thank you, Dr. Brian. I appreciate you being my supervisor for those 3 years. I look forward to talking with you soon about my future college prospects. Like, get out of here. I can give a more objective view. That is why the people in here are hurt. Is because there are psychiatrists that think that they can be objective and they are going to miss anything that reminds them of their own trauma. They're just gonna miss it. So no, you can't be objective any more than I can be objective. The fact that you think that you can be objective is the reason that we still do electroconvulsive therapy. I'm scared that this video will only perpetuate the idea that the people in this sub have untreated. No matter what we do, that idea is going to be perpetuated, so we may as well have fun with it. I might have multiple personalities. That's why I go off on tangents. It's not because of my ADHD, it's because I have different alters. I mean, look at me. Look at the way I'm dressed now and look at the other videos. Maybe I'm crazy. I could be lying. You know, I made a video about trust. You can't trust most people. Anyway, long story short, I might have an untreated disorder. Maybe, you know. You never know. I get where you're coming from, but isn't saying that all mental health issues come from external things a little bit black and white in itself? I agree. Many people have issues because of external factors, but in my personal experience, it's very much not the case. I think you should consider the possibility that neither side is wrong and that all kinds of people and afflictions exist. Okay, it's fine. If you're in your personal experience, you feel like you have emotional symptoms that come from out of nowhere, then that's fine. Most of the time, though, it's just that you don't want to pay attention to the elephant in the room. I just think that sometimes people use diagnosis as a way to understand themselves, and some people use diagnosis as a way to excuse themselves. And so, yeah, I do think that it's mostly external things. I don't think people are born bad. I think all of us are born beautiful and perfect and curious. That's why kids say why. That's why I call it the terrible twos. It's not terrible twos if you're excited for what it's like to have a kid and if you were prepared for it. So no, I don't think that. Now, afflictions, they're not afflictions. People can be neurodiverse. Autism isn't an affliction. It's a diversity issue. And it's not even an issue. Like, we don't have to use this sort of language. So I don't think that neither side is wrong. I think that we live in a society that has been focused more on genetics, been focused more on the person. And I'm trying to correct and flip that imbalance. I strongly disagree with the statement that there is significant difference in the value between treating symptoms and a disease. Why is there something wrong with treating the symptoms if no other known scientifically proven treatment for the disease exists? You just don't know about any other treatments because you are a victim of the society where, with marketing, especially with mental health marketing, they just deposit information into you and you just accept it. Is the whole point of healthcare not to allow people who suffer an illness to live a life in which they can function in the way that they desire? I agree with you 100%. Maybe that is why we shouldn't live in a society where we're waiting on stimulus checks right now for some people to be able to survive. Maybe we shouldn't live in a society that tells people that they are essential workers and they have to go in and constantly be exposed to coronavirus. And then there's some of those people who are highly sensitive people who are being exposed to coronavirus, knowing that they're going home, taking it to their families and racking themselves with guilt. So yeah, that would be the point of it. But you don't create fake illnesses to tell people that the world they live in is okay and the way that they are functioning is wrong. And if treating symptoms can achieve it, why not accept it? Sure. I think this is the plot of Brave New World, though. Maybe we just put everybody on medication to treat the symptoms of depression that society makes. Like, this is just a fundamental misunderstanding of this form and a fundamental misunderstanding of what we're communicating about. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you're just showing here that you haven't read the sidebar. You already have a point of view, and you have come into this forum with your point of view, and you're trying to espouse it, and I can just tell you've not read anything.